Back, and rising husband Blake, who's like a tech whiz, has been tackling some updates behind the scenes at minutewithmary.com, and right now it is up. It's got a brand new banner. So if you have been a customer of mine, I would love for you to check it out and let me know what you think of the new background image. This is the first time in several years that it got updated, so I'm really excited to check it on out. We're going to be making some more little tweaks, but we did have to have it in like a little website timeout for a short amount of time, but now it's back in action. So thank you so much for customers of mine who've been patient in the process of waiting for it to get fixed up. Do me a favor and let me know what the weather is like outside your window right now, because it is beautiful and snowy. So like my camera is right here, but behind my camera is a window. And I'm overlooking snow-covered trees. My rooftops of my neighbors' houses are covered in snow, and I am soaking this up because sadly this giant, terrible rainstorm of epic proportions is coming up our way to the East Coast, and all of the snow is going to be melted. So let me live vicariously through you. Tell me what the weather is like where you are, whether you're part of that rainstorm that's coming my way. Maybe you're in a current winter wonderland, or maybe you're somewhere super warm and nice. So let me know in the comments. I wanted to also share with you that January at minutewithmary.com is all about your skincare. It's all about this base face. So many of you have reached out to me over the past couple of years saying, you know, I've stopped wearing makeup, or I wear less makeup because you're really just your lifestyle has allowed you to go that way, but you've wanted to focus on your skincare. And then a bunch of you also have been working on anti-aging and trying to help your skin look more youthful, or to fix things that make you feel less than confident. Because a lot of times when we wear makeup, it's because we're trying to cover up or work on things that we're not super confident about, and a lot of times that can be handled with skincare. And I know for me personally, focusing on my skincare has done amazing things for me, and I'm so excited to share these tips with you all January long while I have a skincare special. So if you do want to check those items out, you can at minutewithmary.com. All right, so as I said, let me know what the weather is like where you are. I'm going to first start off with my collagen. This is not part of my monthly special, but you can sign up and get a discount for it and through the subscription, and it is fantastic. It's a marine-based, high-quality liquid collagen. All those things are super important if you want to work on your anti-aging of your skin. Excuse me while I take this lovely, delicious little collagen shot. It tastes like a fruit punch, a fruit cocktail, like a citrusy kind of peachy kind of drink. You can pour it inside a juice if you would prefer to have it that way. I like it just the way that it is. It kind of reminds me of like a fruit roll-up or a gusher. And if you take collagen currently, a couple of things that I want you to know about is if you're taking it and it's in a powdered form in a tub, that's not necessarily the most efficient way for you to take it, because each time you open that tub up and air gets in, the air is going to oxidize it and break down the collagen. So that's why you want to make sure that your collagen is in a single serving package. And if it can be liquid, like mine is at minutewithmary.com, it's going to absorb into your body even quicker. And then the other cool thing is that if you're looking towards your beauty needs, your anti-aging, your skin, your wrinkles, your pore size, the darkness under your eyes, the glow and elasticity of your skin, even the health of your nails and your hair, marine-based collagen is the best for you. A lot of times in the supermarkets, they sell bovine collagen, and that's more based upon like pigs and cows, and that's great for joints, but it doesn't necessarily do your hair, skin, and nails like marine collagen does. So marine collagen can mean a lot of things. Some places will source it from like bottom feeders and kind of yucky fish. Mine is sustainably sourced, high quality white fish out of France, but it doesn't have a fishy taste at all. I don't like fish. Even though I live in Rhode Island, the ocean state, I don't usually eat a lot of fish. And I can tell you that this collagen, it checks all the boxes. It is high quality, it is marine based, it's liquid, it's single format. I can take it easily to travel. Sometimes I leave them in my purse or on the go in my car. So for me, it works for my lifestyle, and I do have a way to save. So if you have any questions, send me a message. You can just send the word collagen. I'm going to be podcasting about Harry Potter in just a little bit, so I'm rocking my Gryffindor sweatshirt, not wearing anything too fancy today. Depending upon what show we podcast about, I frequently change what I wear at Mary and Blake Media. Oh, before I do this, I wanted to share with you. So skincare. I've already done a lot of my skincare kind of behind the scenes. I did already use my Uplift Beauty Oil. This is squalene inside, so fantastic for anti-aging and hydrating. I just use a couple of drops of this oil and pat it into my skin and even into my neck and my décolletage. This is one of my go-to like favorite things. I have loved this item for my skin for years. My eye cream. Tried lots of eye creams. I'm a busy, tired mama of two. I do have fine lines and darkness and kind of dry skin, especially this time of year. This has been by far the best eye cream that I've used. It is really, really hydrating and fantastic. So if you have under eye issues, you want to check that out. And then my eye masks. These are the gold eye masks you see me frequently wear. I'm not wearing it today just because I am getting ready in a quicker time frame, but if I had that extra 10 to 15 minutes, I would have popped these on. These are great to help depuff and hydrate and kind of smooth out the lines. So if you have crepiness and maybe you wear concealer or you have darkness under your eyes, those eye masks are chef's kiss, chef's kiss. All right. So I've already got on the majority of my skincare. I am going to go in and do a little bit of my Prime and Set spray. If what you want is not included in my Minute with Mary special, please do not worry, as I have a special way to give you an extra discount. You just need to send me a little message and I can create a custom bundle for you. So if you're in the market for something else, I can still give you a nice discount. So I'm taking my Skin Solution Concealer. This has a lot of anti-aging properties, also caffeine. So we're really working on the darkness underneath my eyes. I've been having some difficulty sleeping this week. So doing all the things that I need to do, whether it's hydrating with water, getting outside and getting that natural vitamin D, doing all the things that you need to do to help your body and also help kind of combat the signs of being tired. But also this is where I like my skincare and a little bit of makeup to help me feel more confident. So do me that favor, as I said, and drop in the comments what the weather is like where you are. Taking that concealer and just using a small concealer brush. Less is more when it comes to your concealer. You really want to be careful of that delicate skin right there. So just going to go on in, but I took Butterbeer for a really nice walk. And yeah, I'm just really excited. Blake has been amazing with all of these website updates. He is my amazing tech husband. Not necessarily a plumber husband, as I talked about yesterday as we had a plumbing fiasco, but when it comes to techie things, he's fantastic at that. So gotta love him. And you also gotta know your strengths and weaknesses. So we learned something yesterday. All right, so I took that concealer, I blended it out a little bit, and now I'm gonna flip this powder concealer brush around and just kind of pat to help that concealer blend a smidge more and to help set it. This is also something you can do with your ring fingers or a damp blending bed, but really using just a little bit of that full coverage concealer helps brighten around my eyes, helps really kind of combat any darkness. If I had age spots or acne that I really wanted to cover, like I've got a couple of darker freckles here, I would go in with that concealer as well. But for me, I often let my freckles kind of shine through. All right, just want to double check and make sure that everything is working. Oh no! Will the lines of death come back? Hopefully not. I bumped my computer. Did you see those lines pop up? Goodness me. All right, I'm just going to take a little bit of my BB cream. This is lightly tinted. It has SPF inside. It's going to allow some of my freckles to still shine through. When you first get the BB cream, I had a question about this. So it is an airless pump, which is really great. It helps keep the product nice and fresh. But when you first get it, you're going to put your fingertip over the edge and prime the pump with your fingertip there. Within 1 or 2 pumps, the product will start to come out. Otherwise, it's going to take you a little while of pumping for the product to make its way out. And that's, as I said, it's an airless pump, meaning you get every single drop out of this product out, but also you're going to want to kind of create that suction. That's a fun little tip that I wanted to share with you, because when I first got it, I was like, how do I do this in a more efficient way? Just because you need to prime that pump just a smidge to allow that suction to happen well. Now you could take your fingers. I'm just taking my flat topped kabuki brush here. This is my favorite brush for foundation, and I kind of just press it into my skin. It's going to really give some extra hydration. It also has products inside of it that's going to help kind of plump your skin and really, once again, work towards that anti-aging. You're going to hear me say that a lot this month as you're focusing on skincare. And yeah, after this, we're going to go podcast about a chapter of the Order of the Phoenix, our Potterverse podcast. We have been podcasting so much now that I've started the Percy Jackson podcast with my son. And it's been amazing. It's been so fun to be able to podcast with our son, who grew up having a podcast studio in his house. You know, he's been rocking and rolling and along for the ride. When he was super little, when we first started Outlander Cast and Parent Cast, our first initial podcasts, and The Leftovers, his playpen was right next to us. So he was, I don't know, like distracted, also kind of like felt part of the experience. He was there with us. We could keep our eyes on him. But it allowed us to have adult conversations and talk about things that weren't just, you know, baby food and toys and diapers all day. So we really started podcasting just to kind of have that brain break, and also to see if we could connect with other people over the internet with common interests. And it has now been a decade of doing that, and we are just ever so grateful. So if you're a podcast listener of ours, let me know how you first found us through the podcasting, because I always find that to be so interesting, as I'm a podcast fan myself, and that's kind of how we got into it. Blake was never really into podcasts before he met me, and then I converted him. All right, so I've got this really bold red Gryffindor sweatshirt on. I'm repping my Gryffindor pride. The chapter we're covering today includes a Quidditch match, so I have to represent my team of Gryffindor. I am going to go in now with my all-in-one color stick. This is either like a cream blush, a cream bronzer, a cream highlight. So if you're someone who likes those really hydrating, creamy-based products, these are going to be perfect for you. This one is kind of a neutral reddish brown shade, and I find that it's nice because it doubles as a bronzer contour if I don't want to have multiple products on, because it has kind of those reddish brown tones to it. Now you can use the sponge on the end if you're someone who doesn't necessarily like to use your fingers. This is really handy, especially if you're adding a little bit of color on the go. I keep one of these also in my purse for days that maybe I'm just letting my skin breathe and I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, but if suddenly I have to go and run an errand and I don't want to look like a vampire, I could just add this. It covers your lips, your cheeks, your eyelids, all sorts of things. And if you don't want to get the makeup on your fingertips, you can use this as a blending brush. But I'll be right with you, when I can, I prefer to use my fingers. I just find that the warmth from my fingertips melds the product so much. You'll see it right there. And as I said, I'm wearing this color. I think it's a really nice kind of cooler tone shade that brings about definition to my face. I also bring it up here. I've got a rather large forehead. I think I said it earlier last week. I'm in my I want bangs era right now, and this happens to me every other year. So if you too have struggled with the desire to want to have bangs every once in a while, know that you are not alone. I see my hairstylist just for a trim, I don't know, sometime soon. I have to double check and like make a phone call, and I'm actively growing my hair out. But hello, thanks so much for the hashtag hello lovely. Thank you, it means so much. So I know I've been growing my hair out, but in the process of growing your hair out, you need to have little hair trims. So I know that I'm due for a hair trim in probably a month or so. Where do we put that kabuki brush? All right, take your foundation brush and just kind of go along the edges, just so that there's no harsh line. You can honestly still use the same brush even to apply that cream blush bronzer from that all-in-one color stick like I was saying, or you could use the sponge itself, or as I showed you, my fingers. But I just really love how it adds some warmth and definition. All right, so there we go. It also doubles as a lip color, and you can apply it with your fingertips if you want it less saturated, just like a little stain. But you can probably see it pretty well on the lips, really more of how it would be if it was a bit more saturated on my cheeks, as I did just do a little bit. A little goes a long way with these all-in-one color sticks, so don't go crazy drawing on your face. You can honestly even take a brush and tap it and then apply it if you're someone who likes just a little bit of color. That might be an easier and safer option. But this shade, as I said, it's called Cinnamon Latte, which I feel like I need one of those right now. I could use a cinnamon latte. Even though Christmas time is done, I am still all here for the Christmas smells and all of that stuff. All of the little whimsical stuff that we would have during the holiday season. We still keep a lot of it alive here in my house. All right, so I've got that all-in-one color stick on my cheeks. I also have it on my eyelids. I'm going to fix my brows just a smidge because this is not going to be a super makeup day, as I'm talking about Quidditch in a Harry Potter Hogwarts Gryffindor sweatshirt. But I do just like to add little tweaks to help myself feel more pulled together and more confident. I am going to take a little bit more of that Prime and Set mist. Doing this in layers really helps lock in the product without it feeling too awfully heavy. So if you are someone who has texture to your skin, or you find your makeup doesn't stay well on your face, trying out that Prime and Set mist at minutewithmary.com may be a great thing for you to try. Okay, let's go on in with, I'm going to do some eyeliner. I'm going to take actually first my lash curler. Woo, I just had a brain fart there. I'm going to take my lash primer, my lash curler, and curl these lashes. And then I'm going to add a smidge of color to the eyelids. Do I even want a smidge of color? I may not. I might just do actually like a powder base to keep it nice and kind of basic. Do you get all dolled up for sporting events? I feel like when I was in college, I mean, I'll be real, when I was in college and I played in our marching band, I did not get dolled up because we had to be up so early for our practice. So normally in college, you know, when you go to your your football games, you get to sleep in. You might be having a little bevy in the morning, or maybe you were out the night before and you get to just kind of hang out. It is not like that if you are in the marching band. You need to be up and at 'em for like an 8 o'clock a.m. rehearsal on a Saturday morning. It is not for the faint of heart. I'm just going to take my palette number 9 right here. This is my go-to tried and true eyeshadow palette. I have not had a single friend who's bought this and has regretted it. It is just so useful. There's so many different shades. You can even use it for blush and eyeshadow and eyebrow color. So if you're someone who's a makeup minimalist, this is a fantastic option right here. But I'm just going to take this matte shade right here and dust it on my eyelids just to kind of keep things nice and open for the podcast. But yeah, so I would wake up and I would have to be at the practice grounds for 8 a.m. So I was probably more up like 7:30. And we had to run through our drills and run through all of the stuff that we had to do for that football game and practice a couple of extra things. Hi, Vicki. Hello, and hello, lovely. Thank you guys so much for writing that. So you could see what that matte shade just did. It just kind of like brightened up my eyelid just a little bit because I have a cream concealer on this eyelid, which helps cover up any freckles and veins. I do like to set it with a little bit of powder, as I do have movement on my eyelid because I have a hooded eye. So setting it with some kind of a powder is going to really help prevent it from doing any kind of creasing. I could even have done my liquid eyeshadow as well, but as I said, I just really wanted to have a nice blank canvas for some eyeliner. All right, so yeah, so I would wake up, be at the practice field for 8 o'clock in the morning. We would run through our drills, fix anything that needed to be fixed, and then we would have to go back to our rooms and go get changed into our uniforms. And then we had to meet at the Performing Arts Building for 11. So you only had like an hour, hour and a half in between to get dressed, maybe eat a little bit of breakfast, and then get to the other portion of campus. So I really did not get dolled up. Honestly, where I went to school, it was not a big dolled up. If you were a lady, you weren't really super fancy when you would go to classes, particularly if you had early morning commitments. And it's been such a neat thing for me to learn how different people in different areas of our country, like what they wear, how dolled up they get, the amount of effort that they put into what they look like to go to class. It is so different in different areas of the state. So I figured for this podcast, since it's mostly about Quidditch and the sporting event, that I would come in the sweatshirt, minimal makeup, and act like I was going to a sporting event at my school. All right, so I did use a little bit of this marker eyeliner. This is my Precision liquid eyeliner. It's got like a felt tip marker tip, and I use it frequently to tightline underneath here. I find that this is a fantastic product for those of you who have small eyes or hooded eyelids like myself. It really doesn't bleed or transfer, so it allows me to do that tight lining effect to still keep the real estate on my upper eyelid nice and free and clear. However, that being said, I do want to put a little bit of eyeliner on this outer third of my eyelid. So I'm just going to go right kind of into that lash line and drag it across just to add a little bit more thickness and fullness to those lashes. Just to make my eyes stand out a smidge. I've got eyes a bit more on the smaller side. So this is a great tip if you feel like your eyes are tiny, or like me, your eyelid real estate is being sucked up by a hooded eyelid. Just kind of adding that eyeliner. And the outer third is going to add a little bit more dimension. Then I'm going to go in with some mascara and get ready to head on downstairs and record. All right, I'm using my 4-in-1 Quadra Lash product. I'm putting all this makeup on, but like I said in the beginning of this video, this month's special at minutewithmary.com is skincare. So if you are looking to work on your anti-aging goals, if you're looking to fix some things that you may not necessarily be super confident about in regards to your skin, if you've had some problem areas or just areas that you wanted to invest a little bit more time and energy into, this is the month that you can get things at a really great discount. So including my serums, my favorite one is my Uplift Oil, all of my eye cream and my eye mask, my vitamin C treatment, my lip mask is part of the sale. That right there, I gotta tell you, is the golden ticket. If you have dry lips, that little jar is gonna last you an entire year. It has been such a hit with some of my friends. Ooh, got a little smudge there. I'll let that dry. I gave that lip mask out as holiday gifts last year, and one of my girlfriends who I had gifted it to came back to me and she purchased 3 for her friends who she goes skiing with, because she was like, Mary, that was the best lip product that I've ever had. You know, being a skier with dry lips and hitting the slopes, I wanted to, you know, it solved like all of her lip problems last year. So she liked it so much, she then gifted it to some friends. So I'm trying out this new method I had seen about applying mascara, where you keep your eye closed and you kind of run it back and forth on the tips of your lashes, almost like you're brushing your teeth kind of motion. So you're going to see with me if this works or not. I had just seen this technique, but I do like to apply extra product onto the tips of my lashes anyway. And then I'm going to comb through from the front and kind of do it like I normally would. But first I did that kind of coating the tips. So yeah, I'm really excited. I am about to go podcast about Harry Potter, rocking this Gryffindor sweatshirt, talking all about it. The chapter is The Lion and the Serpent. So it's the chapter where the super famous Luna Lovegood lion hat is shown, and it's Ron's first time really rocking and rolling on the Quidditch team, and the Slytherins are singing their Weasley is our king. And yeah, I'm pumped. All right, so we got this going on. Very simple Minute with Mary look. Ready to go podcast about the Potterverse. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please feel free to take a look at minutewithmary.com, as it has a brand new look to it. If you have been patiently waiting for the site to come on up, I appreciate your waiting during this time. It is now back up in action. And I hope that you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.